Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the BeriBera channel. Today we have another body language video, and this one is all about the eyes. Let's get to it. Alright, so just as with all the other body language videos up until now, understand that body language must be read in clusters. You can't assume that only one signal will tell you what the other person is thinking. You have to read them in clusters. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get started. Dilated pupils will indicate excitement and attraction.
And said to me, leave Trump alone, forget the story. And
this is very important, especially within dating, as you can imagine. You can tell whether someone is interested in you with relative ease. And since it's an involuntary action that can't be controlled, there's not much that the other person can do in order to hide it. So keep an eye on this one, you lovebirds. Next, the opposite or contracted pupils indicate negativity or anger.
They'd rather be called
Let me
women.
tell you, nobody in that maker room, I can guarantee, I can pull them out here now and say, what do you think? None of them is going to have any problem with me ever saying, thank you, lady.
I find it really offensive.
I think you're speaking without knowledge of what a lot of young women think.
Again, this is a crucial thing to pay attention to. It's involuntary, so the other person can't control it. Plus, if used correctly, it could keep you out of a potential argument, or simply keep you from wasting your time on someone who's not attracted to you. There's plenty of other wonderful fish in the sea. Now, I do also want to point out that light and the amount of light that's available will also affect the amount that someone's pupils are dilated or contracted. You see, low light will cause our eyes to dilate in order to take in more light, thus allowing us to see better, and too much light will cause our eyes to contract so that we're not blinded by the light.
She was blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deuce under the runner in the night, blinded by the light.
Had to add that in there. And this is important because, as I initially mentioned, body language must be read in clusters. Just because the other person's eyes are contracted doesn't necessarily mean that they're not attracted to you. It could just mean that the area is too dark for them. Moving on, if you see the eyebrows flash up and down real quick, then it's as if the other person is inviting you to start a conversation with them. It'll look like a wide-eyed surprise that only lasts for a second. The other person is interested in you. Next, a sideways glance with high eyebrows also indicates interest. Again, very similar to the last one here. However, a sideways glance with low eyebrows, sort of looking down, indicates aggression. The other person doesn't seem to like you very much, at least not at this moment. You best watch out. Sticking to the same sort of theme here, women will try to attract a man by looking directly at him for about 2 or 3 seconds, at which point she'll look away.
Don't waste your time on girls with hats. They tend to be very proper.
Yeah? The proper girl in the hat just eye fuck the shit out of me.
The woman will then repeat the act 2 or more times in order to gain the man's attention, if he just doesn't seem to get it. Get your butt over there, man! Onward, it's obvious to point out here that eye contact is very important. It not only shows that you have confidence, but it also helps to build trust. But how much eye contact is best? Well, generally speaking, 60 to 70% eye contact is optimal for a conversation. This is what's normal. Anything under that will show that you're shy and timid and might make the other person a little wary of you. And anything over that will make the other person feel a little uncomfortable. No one likes to be stared at. Next, I covered this one in the lying video, which you can find here. Rapid blinking will indicate lying.
I knew that in the face of their illegal activity, I still had to behave lawfully. But I wanted to be legal without being particularly helpful.
It also indicates that the other person may feel a little uncomfortable about the topic and that they might be holding back info. Now, I'm sure you've heard people claim that when someone is speaking and they look to the left, that indicates something, or that when they look to the right, that indicates something else. Well, there's no proof of that. No science confirming it, so I'm just going to skip it altogether. No need to go over something that's just primarily speculation. And finally, I'm going to give you one trick here that you can use. And honestly, it's not really a trick, but it's called the power gaze. I would recommend only using it in a serious situation that could lead to an argument or some sort of altercation. Don't use it for bad. Or you can just mess with people and see how they react. Anyway, the power gaze is when you're switching between looking at the person's eyes and looking at their forehead, right around here. It can be intimidating for the other person, and the power of it comes from not blinking much. Again, use it for good, like if you need to stop someone from harming you or someone else. And if the court reporter listens back to my remarks, they will see that I did not perjure myself. Thank you all so much for checking out the video. If you'd like to continue to work on yourself to become a more confident, happy, and fulfilled person, check the links below for our BeriBera Meditation Cushion and CBD Gummies, both of which are sure to make you mentally strong and all around awesome. And as always, improve your body, improve your mind, improve the world.